So in this video, I'm going to break down my strategic process on how I would work on turning $25,000 into $100,000 over the course of a year or so throughout this bull run. And this is through one of our proprietary flywheel systems. There's a completely different strategy I would use if I was trying to turn 100 grand into 500 grand, if I was trying to turn 500 grand into $1.5 million, right? If I was trying to turn 5 million into 20 million. There are so many different strategies out there. So let me know if you guys want some content around those ones. But with that being said, this is using our proprietary flywheel system. And essentially what a flywheel system is basically something that continuously grows on its own. So when we're looking at DeFi portfolios, we have this vehicle called income. Pretty simple, pretty great. That income allows us to build bags and hodls. It allows us to cash out some money and allows us to build up our liquidity pools to produce more income over time. So in the essence of a flywheel, our income is going to grow over time. Our portfolio value is going to grow over time. And we are also going to be able to cash out more money over time, basically. That's exactly what the flywheel system is all about. And guys, if you want help directly from us building out your own flywheel system, there's a link right below this video. You guys can check out this page and actually use this software. And we have something that we use in-house to get on a much more granular level, and this is exclusive to our legacy clients. But with that being said, that's what I'm going to be using in today's video to walk you through the process. So assuming I'm investing into these liquidity pools, I'm going to be targeting crypto to crypto liquidity pools as the main focus and driver in my portfolio. My initial capital here is going to be about $15,000. The APR generated on these positions is going to be about 85%. My monthly appreciation on these is probably going to be about 4% on average. And then my divergence loss profit margin on these, I'm aiming for roughly 90% basically. Now, what exactly are all these numbers that I just spit out right here? Well, number one, I am planning on deploying $15,000 at the very start into these crypto to crypto liquidity pools. This is probably going to be maybe 2 or 3 crypto to crypto liquidity pools. I don't want to get too complex or convoluted, so I would start with just 2 crypto to crypto liquidity pools. Now the APR, this is the actual income being generated on a yearly basis, which while this APR is going to stay the same over the course of a year, roughly give or take, basically, it's going to average out to about 85%. That income, the dollar amount, is going to rise because the assets are appreciating on a month-by-month basis. We might be compounding some. Point is, the income will rise. Our divergence loss profit margin is probably going to be the hardest thing to understand. Basically, what this is essentially saying, hey, we have $1,000 in income, but our position has $100 of divergence loss. We have to pay off about $100 or so of divergence loss, so that way we can have about $900 in income and net income, basically. So once we save that, we will create an income module. This income module is going to be for our crypto to crypto liquidity pools. We are going to use our net income, so after divergence loss. And then we just connect these two. Simple as that, right? Because our crypto to crypto liquidity pools are producing income, and that income is eventually going to be allocated to some hodls, in which I would not allocate anything to at the start. And I'm looking for high growth, revenue generating hodls, basically. $0 in initial capital. APR, you could probably get like 5% depending if you like doing some staking and stuff like that. We're not going to focus on that. We're also not going to focus on lending a borrowing quite yet. Our monthly appreciation is probably going to be about 6% or so, basically. Now, I want to put this in perspective. This monthly appreciation is compounded. So 6% per month is about 72% per year when you add it all together. But since that's being compounded monthly, it's about 100% per year. So that's just assuming that the assets that you deploy into right now double over the course of a year, which is very much reasonable if you're investing into high growth, high utility assets, stuff like Aether, stuff like Desync, stuff that is actually generating revenue, is treating their model like a business, injecting that revenue right back into their ecosystem. That's what I like to see in portfolios, basically. But with that being said, we'll also compound a portion of this. We're not going to put it all into hodls because then portfolio wouldn't grow at as fast of a pace. So I'm going to create a compound module in which I am going to connect right over here to this income. And we're also going to connect this income over here to our hodls. And we're going to split it 50-50, keep it very basic and simple, right? And then from there, we're just going to connect that compound module right back into liquidity pools. And as you can see, our flywheel is created for our crypto to crypto liquidity pools. Now, obviously you can do this on a more granular level as well, where you have like specific liquidity pools. And that's what we emphasize within DeFi Legacy. But the point is, this $15,000 allocation right here is producing about $950 per month in net income after divergence loss. 50% of that income is going right into high growth revenue generating assets in HODLs that have full market exposure, which we could eventually borrow against. And those are appreciating at a 6% rate on average every single month. Some months will obviously be in the red, other months in the green, but high in the green, right? And then the other 50% of this income, about 480 bucks, is going right back into those liquidity pools. So this 15 grand right here that we just allocated is expected to rise to roughly $45,000 over the course of 12 months. Our income is expected to rise from $950 over the course of 12 months to $2,000. Go double, and that's our net income right there. Now, the next aspect of the portfolio that I'm going to include is going to be crypto to stable liquidity pools. These crypto to stable liquidity pools are going to be stuff like Sol USDC, Ethereum USDC. You could even do SUI USDC, depending on what you're into, basically, what assets make sense for your portfolio. This initial capital right here is going to be $10,000. That's where we're going to park the remaining. These APRs are going to be about 120% per year. The appreciation is not going to be 4%. We're going to say about 2.5%. Because you will have more divergence loss in these. You'll be sold into the stablecoin, and you already have a portion of exposure in the stablecoin. And our divergence loss profit margin on these probably going to be pretty bad. It's probably going to be around 30%, but it doesn't really matter as much because we're not going to use our net income. Because our goal here with these crypto to stable liquidity pools is to preserve capital and to, limit our downside if it comes at the cost of limiting our upside as well. And ultimately, we want to produce income because that's the goal. Income and cash flow off of those. And as you can see, that is producing income just like that. And that income is not going back into the crypto to stable. We don't want to grow those bags. We want to grow the other bags, basically. In this instance, I would probably compound all of that right back into the crypto to crypto liquidity pool. The reason why is because that's the highest leverage position that we have in the portfolio. It's generating us 4% monthly appreciation. It's also generating us 85% APR, which is $950 in net income. If we can allocate more money there, we can grow it over time, right? Every $1,000 that we allocate on a monthly basis there is an extra $85 that we're going to make the next month because we are generating an 85% APR. So that income is going to grow over time. And something like this, it looks like a little zigzag flywheel, right? But something like this is going to take your income from about $1,600 at the very start per month to roughly $3,400 per month at the very end after 12 months. It's going to take your portfolio from $25,000 to roughly $75,000, a 3x over the course of 12 months. And of that, the breakdown is going to be about $57,500 in liquidity pools and $17,500 in the HODLs. So how can we hit that $100,000 goal? What can we do? What can we implement to hit that $100,000 goal? Well, what I would personally do is go from, in this instance, spending about 3 to 4 hours per week to spending about 5 to 6 hours per week. And that's not going to double up on our income or anything like that because it's not linear. But with that being said, it would increase the overall income that we're generating. We could take a little bit higher risk, which means that we could get a little bit more appreciation because we are taking higher risk, and we also get more APR. So perhaps we're getting over here like 100% APR on our crypto to crypto liquidity pools and 5% per month in appreciation. Our HODLs, maybe since we're taking higher risk, we're doing about 8% per month in monthly appreciation. And then over here in our liquidity pools, in the crypto to stables, we could be doing about 150% APR. And this is very, very much possible if you are spending about 30 minutes per day on your DeFi portfolio, checking in on things, just rebalancing them pretty quickly. And I have seen this before in Sol USDC, Ethereum USDC, Wrap Bitcoin USDC, Link USDC, whatever other asset. And I can break that down in some of my other videos if you guys want me to. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe when notifications turned on. Also, once again, if you guys want me and my team to dive into your portfolio, go through this process with you, help you build this flywheel on the same exact software, feel free to let us know. There's a link right below this video. You can apply to work with us. We'll make sure it's a good fit for both of us, and we'll go from there. Anyways, our monthly appreciation is still going to be about 2.5% over here. And just like that, we are now generating more income. At the start, $1,875 net income. And then at the end, that's about $4,700 in net income after the divergence loss. And you can see our portfolio is just shy of $100,000. And that's kind of like where I would draw the line there. I wouldn't try to do anything too crazy just to hit a specific goal because I think this is very, very reasonable, especially based on where we're currently at in the market. Now, that's not to say that some of these HODLs can't go like 4 or 5x. And ultimately, if those things are going 4 or 5x, you're looking at 120% per year. But when we compound that on a monthly basis, because these are compounded returns, you're looking at 213% per year. So you're looking at a 3x over on your assets if these were to go to 10%. And you can see just that alone is going to help you get closer and closer to your overall goal. Anyways, this right here would be my flywheel process, something relatively simple. I did this on a more portfolio level, but you can do this on a position by position level. Like for example, you could have this position over here being like ETH USDC, and you have this little flywheel, and then you can introduce like a ETH wrap Bitcoin right over here, and then you can introduce another one over here, which is, you know, let's just say ETH Link, and so on and so forth. And you can map everything out using this Flywheel software. But I do also have a version that you guys can use. It's right below this video. It's on our Flywheel page. And this version is a little bit simpler. It'll help you visualize on the overall portfolio level just how things look and how your portfolio can grow over time. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, notifications turned on, and let me know if you guys want this to be a series. I already did a video on what I would do if I had 10,000 bucks to deploy. This video is on 25,000 bucks. Let me know if you guys want one on 100,000 bucks, 500 grand, a million, so on and so forth. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace out.